Florida Fish 100 here. You are looking at my 175 gallon rimless African cichlid tank. This is the tank that I had to rebuild a couple of times. It's all documented on my YouTube channel as far as how exactly I did that, or generally how I did that. I have to say it was a major pain, but somebody gave me this tank, so I figured I'd have a shot at trying to fix it, so I took a shot at it. What I have in here are primarily Victorian cichlids. Now, when I say that, I zoom in right there on a Tropheus, um, but primarily they're Victorians. Got a stray Mbuna that somehow got bred in here, and just this tank is so large and so deep that it's very difficult to pull fish out of here once they're in here. So, and I don't bother. A couple little fish that were born in here. I think that's a little zebra obliquidin. That's a hippo point right there. Thick skin, Victorians, tricolors, SP44s. That's a real good SP44 right there. Beautiful blue head, gorgeous male there. Zebra obliquidin right behind him. I do have a few Tropheus. I've got a golden head. Uh, that's it. This here is actually a zebra obliquidin male. They're in pretty good shape. I think for the most part they're fairly well fed. That's a I'm not sure exactly what this one is, but he's just a gorgeous fish. Another, and I've got a little Tropheus back there. A couple of guys hiding out. I probably have maybe 25 Victorians in here. That's a Calvus. I think it's a whitehead Calvus. The golden head is on the other side of the tank actually. Very shy fish. Very beautiful though. And they seem to do well in this tank. I have a little Crebus there. At one time I had a male Crebus, but I don't see him anymore, so I must have lost him. So I just have the female that's left. Oh, maybe that is the male. That's the male. I must have lost the female. There is some breeding going on in here. The Tropheus tend to be pretty active that way. The Victorians just want to hassle everybody, so they're very aggressive, but very fun to watch. Got a couple plecos. I got a real large pleco, and he's really not doing a great job with the tank glass these days. So I'm trying to keep the light off of it as much as I can. That's a frontosa, just a plain vanilla frontosa. I actually got him at like Pet Supermarket or something, and he was like $18. He was very small. All these fish were very small when I got them. But I'm a Victorian cichlid hawk. Anytime I can find a Victorian, I don't care what variety or what, I'm going to try to pick him up, and maybe I have him in the tank, maybe I don't. But there's a shop in Daytona that I go to that's really good about Victorians. But I went the other day and they didn't have that many. So beautiful example of a firecracker Tropheus. One of my alpha fish in here. As you can see, the Victorians. This is a seascape in a freshwater tank. That's a good look at the tank. I've got probably 500 some odd gallons of filtration in here. I want to get another internal submersible, but I haven't gotten around to getting me one. I have a 9-volt UV sterilizer. I've got 3 LED lights on here. I've got some good aeration in the tank. I did have a bubbler, but just haven't hooked it up since I moved the tank. Need to see if I can hook that up. But as you can see, it's a lot of large coral. That was pretty cool, and I got it from Craigslist. The guy was just had some old coral and so forth, and obviously dead coral. And so I picked it up from him, and I thought it would look good in a African cichlid tank. So here it is. Some folks had asked about this tank a while back, and it was more about fixing the tank than what's in the tank. But now that I've got fish in here, and wanted to show you a few specimens that I have. I don't clean the coral. I just let it get algae on it or whatever, and it is just completely natural. Some people like the real stark white coral, and I just don't do that. But I could. Some nice rock in there, some volcanic rock. They can hide in there. I've got a couple of lace rocks. I would say it's holy rock per se, but lace rock. And anyway, blue background on this one. Again, I can change it at any time. A little bit different look than my 150. That's right next to it. There's my 150. Just talked about that one. And then this is the 175. I've got some fake bamboo, and I've got some live bamboo in this particular tank. Haven't spent a lot of time in dealing with the tanks. The fish have been doing pretty good, so I haven't had to do much that way. But I'm trying to get a little bit more involved on the YouTube side. Show a few videos, maybe get some people interested in Victorians, perhaps. I love Victorians. They're a little harder to get a hold of. That's a good example of a tricolor right there. I'm looking for a Christmas Lulu, but he's probably one of the better tricolors that I have in here. They're very aggressive. They tend to do pretty good with the Tropheus and the Frontosa, how they interact and all. But I need to get some more Victorians. I have a couple at the house that I'm trying to grow up, but you just don't run across them that much. So anyway, this is the 175. Thank you very much. Florida Fish 100. Over and out.